Okay, welcome everybody to the entry into our last chapter, the 6 days of a victim. And given the importance of this archetype in Golden XPR, the entire chapter is helpful for us to begin to relate to fear in a new way. It's coming out of the 6 days of awe. And so, yeah, let's do a quick check-in. I know we have a couple folks that have let us know they will not be joining. So as mentioned, I'm checking in with gentleness. Anna,
I'm checking in with all is well.
Lovely. I'm checking in with peacefulness.
Lovely.
Beautiful. And I am also checking in with gentleness.
Well, take us away, Maha.
Lovely. So, yes, as you announced, my God, we are beginning the 6th chapter, potentially the climax of this class and of this book, as it is really where we will be giving ourselves permission to feel our fear, to understand the victim, where we stop creating, where we stop being free, where we stop trusting. So I thought we would begin. Let's see. So I thought we would begin with sex desire and creative power and see where that lands us. And the reason that I chose this page as an entry is because it is where the loss of wholeness is most apparent in the story in Genesis. In pain you shall bring forth children, and your desire shall be for your man, and he shall rule over you. So right there, that's the victim. There's the pain body. There is the desire for something that we perceive we cannot have. And there is the power that this thing has over us. Whatever it is that we project is not part of our being. Whatever we separate from, whatever causes us pain, right there it starts at that moment. So as we enter this victimhood chapter, is there something that you perceive you cannot have, and not being able to have it, not being whole with it, creates pain for you? Now, Emily, Michael.
I want to say that I want to say about 6 months ago, I was definitely in pain. But now I'm less in pain than I was. Like I don't resonate with it as much versus like I was in a place that it was painful for me. And that was the fact with my papers. It was painful. I was saying, why not? And it was the more like, I was seeing it, the more in pain I was becoming. I don't know if that makes sense.
So what I heard you say was that you were questioning why you could not be successful with having your legal situation in America regulated.
Correct.
And that this created a whole lot of pain. And that then you began questioning your relationship to that situation, and there was a shift.
Yes. I feel way more at ease now
Beautiful.
than I used to.
Beautiful. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Emily, anything that touches you in that situation?
For me, I think it was that I can't make a living or have money and have enjoyment at the same time in through my career.
Got it. And Susie and Amanda, welcome. Good to see you both. Hi, Amanda. Would you like to check in quickly with us?
Sure, yeah, I'm feeling exhausted.
Did you say exhausted?
Yes. And good to see
Well,
you too. Good to see everybody.
thank you for making time for us, even though you're exhausted. And Susie.
I'm checking in with riding the roller coaster.
No point of relationship to this. Never, ever experienced that.
You know, it's brand new to me too.
Lovely.
Never seen it before.
So we're about to begin the 6th day of the victim, which is the potentially the whole climax of discourse. So to take us beyond our pain and into our creative spirit. And we started with this quote of Genesis, where the woman is in pain and her desire is for her man, who then rules over her. And Anna and Emily were sharing where it is, either in the past or still now, or what is it that they may demand? What is it that seems difficult to access, that to whom or to which we're giving our power, and that as a consequence places us in pain? So Emily, as you came in, was saying, I wish I could make money and have fun at the same time, but it doesn't feel too compatible yet to me. And I trust I heard you well, Emily.
Yeah.
Okay. And Anna was speaking of a shift she had with being challenged by not having her papers, her immigration papers, all together yet, and also feeling a shift with that. So Susie, Amanda, would you like to share with us what maybe the men in your life to whom your female side feels disempowered to receive and therefore is in pain.
Yeah, I'll share. I think I've been really frustrated with the process of things this week, which sounds like it's pretty, the reason behind the reason also that everybody shared is just like being kind of not where you want to be and not really seeing results or not really, well, the roller coaster, you think it's going up and then it takes a dip and you're like, why am I down here again?
Mhm.
I think that's where I feel that I am right now.
Yeah. 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 I wish I would be somewhere else in consciousness, and I'm not. I know that place well.
And it feels like efforting, right?
Yeah.
And I'm having to be really careful and not try to effort too much, but just show up, right? Rather than showing up and trying really, really hard out of a place that is based on some fear, but rather just showing up and going, okay, I need to move the
Lovely.
mountains in my heart first, or
Yeah. I'm hearing you giving yourself to practice presence.
yeah.
Lovely. Lovely, lovely. And Amanda.
For me, I guess I just would say I feel quite loneliness.
Mm. No point of relationship with that either. Yeah. I feel you, Amanda.
Yeah.
Michael would. Yeah, go ahead, Amanda. You're good. Michael, would you like to share?
Yeah, for me, it's today's, as I mentioned earlier, a day of being gentle. The place where I have a desire for something to be different would be in the suffering of those that I love, and somehow connected to the idea that I caused it, I can control it or cure it. And
Mhm.
that robs my peace when it happens. And that's
Yeah.
really the core of it.
Well, with you, beautiful brother. Thank you for sharing with us what's up in your life. Well, for me, it's all of the above, but the sense of how long, oh God, how long will it take for the enemy to no longer be triumphant over me? Which I believe that's the entry of Psalm 13, which is one of the songs that has touched me. Because that question, how long, oh Lord? And as you do, Susie, I'm coming back to presence, to just be with what is, and to allow the desire or the sadness to be here. And on that, I am really touched by the power of permission, to give myself the permission to feel whatever it is that I'm feeling without trying to edit it, trying to shift it. I've noticed that just this permission, it's okay, it's fine. Just that allows back for presence, brings me back to be here and now. So, I'm giving myself the permission to be lonely, to be sad, to be afraid. And out of that, there's less compulsion, way less compulsion to attempt to change something in the world to make me more comfortable with myself. So that's the perfect introduction to the victim. And now, who
I
would
have
like?
one thing
Sure.
to
Anna.
share. Can you hear me?
Yes.
So one thing that I've contemplated and kind of resonated with is that sometimes for me, changing the way that I view about a problem that I have shifts the whole thing. So for example, I like, it was some time ago, I was having persistent negative thoughts, undermining thoughts, and I was like, what is wrong with me? What's going on? And then at the same time, like, a little later on, a friend of mine, she was sharing some personal issues. I'm sorry, there's a train going on in the background. So she was sharing some information, some heartfelt emotions and some thoughts that she has had, which were pretty similar, that like the ones that I had. And then I was watching a podcast, and it was saying like, we all get some thoughts and some emotions, and like the whole situation is that we all get those, and like it's all on how we react to them. It's not that we're not supposed to have them, or like if you have them, there's something wrong with you. So it kind of resonated that at the same time. And I had an example where like my friend also had gone through that, and then I was suddenly able to feel a little bit more relaxed that I wasn't the only person that was feeling that.
Beautiful. Yes, that is the power of looking at, there is only one story. Your pain is my pain. And that is where having a technology based on universal archetypes can be very helpful, because your story is my story. Absolutely.
Yep.
So, Anna, would you read this entry into the 6 days of a victim for
Yes.
us? Thank you.
The 6 days of a victim. If I am made in the image of God, as a supernatural being who is powerful beyond measure, why would I choose to think I can't stop suffering? Would it help me to realize that the 6 days of victimhood are correlated with the devil's names? Yep, the parts of me that I deny and repress are soon projected on a diabolical counterpart. Diabolical, quote unquote. A word coming from the Greek diabolin, to throw across, to project.
All right. I'm sure that the Greek person in you is appreciating that, right?
Yeah.
It was perfect for you to read it. So what spoke to you here? What gave you another way to look at the story of suffering?
Well, if I truly believe that I am made in the image of God, then it's my choice to believe that I'm that like I'm suffering, because if I'm like I'm choosing on something.
Got it. So what touched you, and what was a new way to look at it for you, is the intervention of choice in the pain story.
Yes, and if I truly believe that I'm suffering, that I'm in somewhere in the deeper level, I must not really believe that I'm all that powerful.
You got it. Very good. Well, I'm glad you had that perception. Anyone else want to comment on this entry? Okay,